After watching this video, you will hopefully understand the difference between the HDMI output and the controller connection of RG350m and Q400. This video is not intended to give a tutorial on how to set up the HDMI function for the RG350m. HDMI feature has recently been added to the RG350 series. Although RG350m itself does not have a USB port, theoretically, we can connect external controllers via an adapter. As a rising star, the Q400 is one of the rare handheld devices that supports HDMI. It even features 4 USB ports that allow multiplayer gaming. So, as two devices both support HDMI output now, what's the difference between their actual usage? We're gonna show you in this video. Hi everyone, welcome to Game Dodo channel. We use our TV to output the screen. Find the HDMI port on the TV and plug in the HDMI cable. Turn the TV on, wait till it enters the menu, and select the HDMI path. Make sure you're choosing the one that you've plugged your cable in. The part on the TV is all set. Now we plug the HDMI cable via the mini HDMI port into RG350m and Q400. Let's freeze a bit at the menu. As you can see, there are pixels on RG350m's menu, while Q400's menu is smooth and clear. I don't get it, shouldn't they both be 480p? Enter the FC emulator first and play the Adventure Island. We forgot to adjust the config before entering FC games, so the screen has a strange stretch. Some emulators require extra efforts on setups to fit the HDMI display. We give instruction here as an example. The picture on Q400 is stretched by default. FC games are most 4:3 and the screen is 16:9. But I think the stretch is acceptable. We haven't figured out the way to adjust the display ratio yet. It's worth mentioning that the color on these two devices is different, and I feel like I run faster in games with RG350m. Don't know whether it has anything to do with the config. We enter the GTA 1 on GBA. We can see the picture on Q400 is not stretched, but the top of the picture is caught by the screen. As for RG350m, it leaves the blank area for the screen by default, so we can see the complete picture of the game. You can also set it up in display settings. And snaps. It seems that both pictures are stretched. Kirby seems even more chubby now on the screen. Just so you know, Q400 runs PS1 more fluently than RG350m. We enter Tekken 3 on both devices. Apparently, the tearing is alleviated on Q400, and that makes an obvious contrast on the big screen. Like that on GBA, Q400 stretches the picture automatically, while RG350m leaves the black border. Because Q400 has 4 USB ports, we can plug the controllers directly to it. To be honest, we thought these ports are odd at first, because they make the device come with more holes at the bottom and make it mean more than a handheld. But this function makes it easy to enjoy the multiplayer experience with friends on a bigger screen now. At the same time, things turn out to be complicated on RG350m. It's unclear whether we should blame it on the adapter or the controllers or ourselves. Controller connection doesn't function on RG350m. This bad boy is the only one that works for a bit. Merely its analog stick. I guess that means Q400 for a party and RG350m for solo. The sweet RG350 series supporting HDMI output is really an excitement for players. The only drawback is that the actual operation asks for extra efforts. To ensure the HDMI functionality, you will need to set up the config manually in some emulators, and the controller input is not stably supported or is not supported. On the contrary, Q400 comes with HDMI and multi-controller supported straightly, though the screen is stretched and how to adjust it remains unknown. Not to say it's a perfect device for HDMI and multiplayer usage, but these features are really impressive and enable Q400 to rival from open-source handhelds. We read through the comments under our last video. Some of our audiences would like to see the comparison of RG350, GKD, and Q400. Hopefully, this video can provide you a tiny angle of the comparison between RG350m and Q400. What do you think of RG350m and Q400's HDMI output? Would you stick to your RG350s or start to consider about Q400? Please let us know in the comments. If you find this useful, we would be so happy that you can subscribe us, hit the bell, and stay tuned for our future video. Thanks for watching. See you soon!